What the fuck is wrong with... Oh, okay, now it's okay. Some people are so dumb. Like, they're so dumb, it's not even funny. And also, like, it's even worse when it's coming from me, because I'm pretty dumb as well. But it's just like sometimes you speak with someone and you can hear that, like, this person has absolutely nothing going on in that little head of his. It's like you're talking to, like, a fucking cat. And I guess it's kind of a good thing because, like, if everyone would be like super intelligent, then no one would be super intelligent, and like you would end up with like having a very, very competitive environment, which is not necessarily a good thing. So, I mean, like, the more people are there that are like dead shit dumb, the better, in my opinion, because in that kind of a scenario, like, as long as you have an IQ above that of a small domestic animal, you're most probably going to be fine, and you're most probably going to find a decent job. But it's also interesting how this planet is built in a way where, like, the worst case scenario is actually the most popular scenario, and there are way more dumb people than there are smart people, and like, for you to become smart, it actually requires something. But it's also like, I don't think you can teach yourself to be smart, and I don't think that education is going to solve it, because I know a lot of people that are quite educated that are still dumb as shit. Because I feel like you also have to differentiate two different things, because it's like you can be like educated smart and you can just be smart, because it's not always necessarily going to be the same thing. So for you, for example, to like survive in the real world, it's not always that being educated is going to help. I mean, it can help, and it's probably going to give you a blueprint of how is it that you need to consume information. But at the end of the day, if you're like dumb and if you don't know how to survive, then you don't really know how to survive. I mean, like, when I was in high school, I didn't study at all, which is probably quite visible by me, but I did not study at all. And I actually had like one of the worst grades in the whole class. And then there were people that were actually quite good when it comes to studying, and they had decent grades, and they're not doing as well as I am nowadays. And I mean, I'm not doing like overly well, but I live a normal, reasonable life, and their life is like clearly below that. So I don't think that you can always evaluate like how is it the person is going to do just based on grades, because like grades means that this person has some kind of like sense of logic in his head, and he's able to like follow a predefined path and kind of memorize information, but that is not always necessarily going to translate in like real world success. But yeah, no, basically, yesterday was talking to this guy at the gym, and like you can see like that the only thing that he is thinking about is like protein and like lifting weights, which is also a little bit of the case when it comes to me. But at least I feel like I can like conjugal, like I feel like I can come up with something that is like a little bit outside of that. And I feel like I have some interests that are not necessarily only connected to the gym, but then you see like a person that like the only thing he does is the gym, but even he's not that good at that. So like, yeah, he has muscle because it's not that difficult to gain muscle. It's just like you eat food and you lift weights. But then when you actually ask him like what is it that he's doing at the gym, like what is his approach towards a certain thing, he's not able to explain anything. He's just like basically existing there and they're just doing the stuff that feels good. But yeah, my opinion, the more people are there that are not that smart, the better for everyone else, because you don't want everyone to be smart. That is not going to be a very good scenario for anyone, actually. Okay, so the plan for today. Today is a Sunday, so I am going to have a day off from the gym. Actually, tomorrow I'm also going to have a day off from the gym because I have to go do these like procedures that I was talking about previously. So yeah, today is going to be a off day from the gym. As you can see by the weight, my weight is up quite a bit, which was kind of expected because I had a huge cheat meal yesterday and I finally feel like I satiated myself and I don't feel like I want to eat anymore, so I can go directly back into the diet. So yeah, today is going to be a day at home. Today is going to be a day of prepping my food, cleaning my apartment, and not really training because today is a day off. And then tomorrow we are going to go for the Botox procedure that I was talking about. But anyways, let me start my day and then I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. If someone would ever send me a video that is clearly AI without them understanding that it is AI, our relationship is like completely over. Like, you can go and fuck yourself. If I knew you before, I no longer know you. if we used to be friends, we are no longer friends, and I genuinely hope that you have a miserable rest of your life, and that the rest of your life is just generally an exercise of misery and pain. Like, you doing this tells me everything that I need to know about you as a person. Like, you can go fuck yourself going forward. Like, I feel like the only person I would ever forgive this to is like my dad, and he's like 55 years old, so like with him, it's somewhat understandable, and he does send me shit sometimes that is a little bit sus. And I actually mostly don't watch the stuff that he sends me. I just kind of react to it. Maybe I open up like the first few seconds of the video to just me have a general understanding of what is it, so I can kind of react to it in a way where he thinks that I actually watched it, but in reality, I really didn't, because like I'm not going to be traumatizing myself like that, but I still want him to feel involved, and I still want him to feel included, so I kind of try to react to it to an extent. But yeah, if you would ever do that with me, like our relationship is completely over. Like, I feel like a lot of these things is basically like an IQ test, because like there are videos that you could maybe think that are real, but if it's like a visual thing, if it's not just like information being like adjusted, or if it's not just a voice, and if it's like an actual full-on video, I feel like it just kind of becomes an IQ test. And well, if you failed this IQ test, I feel like we cannot be friends. Like, I feel like I can't associate myself with people like this. Okay, anyways, I just went outside, went actually for a very nice walk, grabbed a coffee, went for a little walk, sat outside at the city hall. So that was actually nice. It's a very nice day outside today. Then afterwards, I went and bought some groceries, and now I am going to be eating. And then I need to also start cleaning the apartment. So the day is pretty much actually half over. But so far, it's been a very nice day. And so far, I actually feel like I'm rebounding from yesterday's cheat day quite well, because I haven't even ate anything today yet, and it's like 3 p.m. So I still have a lot of time to eat, and I still have a lot of food to consume. So I feel like this is going to be a pretty nice day. I feel like the day is going quite well. Anyways, I'm gonna go cook my food now, so I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. I remember when I was going to primary school, I had a classmate, and our teachers were always saying that this classmate is actually going to achieve something, that he's studying so well, and they were always telling me that I'm never really going to achieve anything, and I'm just going to be like a homeless bum somewhere living on the streets. And then as we went into high school, this classmate all of a sudden discovered that he's gay. Also around the same time, he became a security guard at a shopping mall. And also at the same time, he also made his 17-year-old girlfriend pregnant. And he wasn't like a kiddie diddler or anything like that. He was, I think, 18 at the time. But so basically, during like the high school years, he became a gay security guard at the shopping mall that also has a child, which is interesting, like an interesting combination. And the fun, interesting fact about this is eventually he started living with a guy, while also obviously having a child, while also being a security guard at a shopping mall. And now, like 10 years later, I think he's still probably a security guard in a shopping mall, and still very much so gay, and well, still somehow managed to have a child. So I feel like the teacher's evaluations are not always the most accurate, because I would argue that I'm probably doing a little bit better than he is. At least I would like to hope that I'm doing a little bit better than he is. So like, you can't always trust teachers. And I don't really have anything that I actually want to say with this story. I just wanted to tell you about my classmate who is a gay security guard with a child. So yeah, I just thought that it is a funny story to say. But anyways, today is pretty much over. I actually had a fairly nice chill day. I'm rebounding from the cheat day very well, because I only ate the stuff that I needed to eat today. And at the beginning of the day, I did have my cravings, and I did want to eat junk, but I didn't. I started eating the stuff that I should be eating, so I'm actually absolutely fine now. And tomorrow is going to be a big day, because tomorrow I am going to go and do the face procedures that I want to do, which is hopefully going to be like a chemical peel. And then on top of, I'm going to try Botox for the very first time. So let's see how that's going to go. Anyways, so for the rest of the day, I'm just going to be watching Invincible. A new season came out, so I'm going to be watching that. Probably will drink my protein shake, and then I'll already be going to bed. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow before the procedure. See ya.